Hello YouTube, Al here, and this week I want to talk about the neck angles of your guitar. So I have my Encore Strat here, and it's been a little bit of a pig to get it playing right, to be honest. It's got the new pickups in, the nice eBay Alnico ones, and it sounds great. It's got the CTS gubbins and all that, it's lovely. I found a trem arm just now that fits it, sort of. So that's not bad. I mean, it's almost up to playing standard, but it's not there yet because the action is not even all the way along the neck. Now I thought it might be the nut for a while, but if you check, it's the height of the string over the fret, if you check that there, if we go up the neck, you can see it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And now what's causing that is the angle of the neck in the neck pocket. So if it's too much of, for example, if it's tipped back too much, tilted too much back, then you're going to get some fretting out on these frets up here at the high end, because it's effectively like a hump. And if you've got the angle too steep, like which I believe this is, then it makes sense that the action of the string will get larger the further you go up the neck. Bear in mind, you've got to take into account any relief you've got in the neck, which is how much bow it has in it. The truss rod in the neck is counteracting the tension of the strings, so you want it with a little bit of bow, because otherwise it's just going to fret out, you know, flat. So you need a little bit of relief, but not too much. So it's really a balancing act, and I'm pretty certain that what's up with this is the neck angle, because if you look at the side dots, so you can see how they're always sort of half on the brown, half on the yellow, half on the, sorry, fretboard, half on the maple neck. You can see there it's just start to dip in. So I'm going to put a little shim in this side, and that's going to raise it up a little bit, and then hopefully it'll be a bit better. So I'm going to show you how I've been doing that to my cheap Stratocaster types, and let's get on with it. So first thing I'm going to do is snip these audible old rusty strings off. Here we go. Just going to move it away from my face and just snip it. I'm not going to bother releasing any tension. Yep, you can very clearly see the way it dips in there, fret marker. So let's get the neck off. Annoyingly, this is a 60s style Strat, so you've got no truss adjustment up here. It's down this end. Bit annoying. Let's loosen these carefully. I really don't want to strip these screws at any point. I've thought about getting these screws just into the wood, they are, getting them replaced with threaded inserts, but I don't know, for the moment I'm going to leave it alone. If it ever causes a problem, or one of these ever strips or anything like that, they could always replace it then. What I will do when I put these back is put a bit of candle wax on them, because it stops the wood splitting. It helps the screw go in a bit easier. Right. Okay, so here we have the neck pocket, and I believe there was a shim in here when I bought it, actually, I seem to remember, but it's gone now. So to line this up, so I need the shim in here. Okay, roughly right. I mean, it's only got to be rough, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to snip these corners off, because Strat necks have rounded pockets on the inside as opposed to tellies, which are square. So that's going to fit in about there. do about that much. Just gonna stab a couple of holes in. I like to make these fairly big. I don't like to use really thin ones, I like just the top of that, because they tend to move when you try and put the neck back. So I've made it, I put a hole in one side, well, two holes, you know, one sort of ripped out, but that should stop. It's moving too much. Roughly right, so it's just that. It's just gonna tilt up the front just a little bit. Rub the wax on the rub the candle wax on the screw. It's just from normal scented candles, just because they were about. Don't want to waste the wax. Right, I'm going to make sure this is tight in the pocket and hold it like this when I'm screwing it back up. You don't really want the neck to move, and you want to make sure that it doesn't fatigue any of the wood around the hole. You get any chipping or anything like that. That's not what you want. I don't do these up tight one at a time, I do them mostly tight and then I give them a tweak at the end. So with the shim, the angle looks a bit better. I mean, the difference doesn't look massive, but it will make a big difference. Get some new strings and string it up. You know, the fretboard's looking really dry, so I'm going to take this opportunity to give it a bit of oil. I'm using this Deandra lemon oil. This is the only bottle of lemon oil I've ever bought. I bought it in 2012 and I've done a hell of a lot of guitars since, and it's still got a little bit left. So it's always worth buying a little pot of lemon oil. This wood's going to be very thirsty, I think. God, the muck coming off on there. Is that showing on camera? Christ. I'm going to use a clean part. Horrible yellow rubbish. And on with the new strings. A tin of 52s. These are Dodaro because they're the only brand they had in stock on the website. And Andersons don't have any 10 to 52s, so I'm not really too fussy about strings, if I'm being perfectly honest. I like this gauge, but I don't really care much about brand. I'll be happy with most things. So I'm going to restring it and then leave it for a few minutes and we'll see what the neck angle is, because the string's obviously going to be always pulled straight, but the neck's going to be the thing that changes, so we'll see. I'll get it strung back up. Okay, so I've literally just restrung it. Stretched out the strings once, tuned it up a little bit, and you can see already the action. There you go. So the action's down. You see the nut end. As it goes up, you can see. See that? It's definitely a lot better than it was. Definitely a lot more even. So I'm going to leave this to settle for a while, because again I've just put the strings on, so the neck will still be settling with the tension back on the strings. Sorry, with the strings pulling on the neck, the tension's back on it, so it needs to sort of settle. And yeah, then I'll probably check the relief, because it looks like there's very little relief in this neck. I probably did that to sort of fix the buzzing I was getting. I think it was down here, but I haven't played it in ages because it's been not behaving. Okay, so I've got the Strat plugged in. Just going to show you, it frets a little bit at the high end, but you know what, it plays a lot better than it did before, and the action's a lot more even along the neck. So maybe, I think it needs a little bit of relief, so I'm going to try that in a second, but here's some sound anyway. So it frets a little bit. Turn the volume off so you can hear it's fretting out up here, not down here, so fine. Frets out a little bit, and I've left it to settle for a little bit, so I'm going to loosen these bolts off now, and I'm just going to tweak the truss rod, give it a little bit more relief. I'm just going to slightly slacken it, and then hopefully that should be it. Plays fine down here. So I'm going to loosen the truss. Let's do that. Okay, so I've loosened off the neck bolts again. Will this come out? No, still need to loosen it. That's fine. And you can see down here. Oh, if the arm. Oh, that's the truss adjustment. Right, I'm going to use my multi-tool. I'm going to assume it's the largest one. Not that one. This one. That feels like it gets tighter, so I'm going to go a little bit down here. There we go. Huh, and the shim's stuck to the back of the neck. Also, I took two of the springs out and moved it back to 3 instead of 5 because I did have it hard-tailed, but I've been getting into Stevie Ray Vaughan, hence my butchering of Lenny a couple of minutes ago. And I kind of want to use the trem. So that's how you shim a bolt-on neck guitar. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that nonsense. My name is Al. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week. So until then, goodbye.